Hey friends, welcome back to Bike Rides. Today we're going to go ride the Gorge Creek Loop, which is one of our most favorite multi-surface loops close to Calgary. You know, and the Gorge Creek Loop holds a little special place in my heart. It was one of the first routes that I was able to loop together around 2015, 2016, somewhere back then. And it was one of the first routes that I went on a fun kind of shorter overnighter with when a bunch of us in the Scorchers gang, our fixed gear gang, all had gravel bikes, and we went for a little rip overnight out here, and we had such a good time. And so putting this route in and kind of figuring out how to do some of that stuff and actually find it on a map and then go ride it and it worked was really inspiring to me and led to so many of the routes that you will see published on our site today. So the Gorge Creek Loop is 66.6 kilometers, multi-surface, so gravel, two-track, kind of some water crossings, some pavement, and a whole lot of views and elevation. In the loop itself, it's just over 800 meters, so quite a bit of climbing. When I've come out here on my kind of non-electric bike, you know, this ride can be 3 plus 4 hours, depending on who you're with, and totally worth it. Another cool thing about this ride is it's situated right in the middle of what some might call John Ware country. You know, John Ware was maybe called Alberta's first black cowboy, and emigrated up here with the ranching community after he was freed from slavery and settled in this area. There's a creek, a ridge, schools, all kinds of stuff named after him, and if we're lucky today, we'll find his memorial cairn where his first homestead was. We'll go looking for that later in the ride. So today I'm going to do this ride on my e-bike with a 500 watt-hour battery. You know, the loop is 66K and there's a lot of elevation, so out of the bats I'm already kind of feeling a little range anxiety, so I'm going to try to keep it on the kind of the lowest modes as much as I can so I don't run out of juice on the way back, because there's quite a few punchy climbs near the end of this ride when you're coming back in, so I don't want to be rolling around on this bike with no power if I can avoid it. So let's get out of here because we just keep getting dusted out by cars. Up we go. Alright, so this being a loop, you can ride it clockwise or counterclockwise. And I think, have I done it clockwise? Yeah, I've done it clockwise one time, just to see if I liked it better. But most of the time I do this loop counterclockwise, starting from the Maclean Creek Road. And the reason is that you get basically the Gorge Creek Road. It's not really long, the part that's close to cars, and you know, basically goes up, mostly climbing this way. And when I did it the clockwise way, it was coming down through the closed section. It was kind of over too fast, and so I like going this way, even though it maybe has so much climbing really at the beginning. You get all this quiet forest and a nice surface, and you're just kind of bopping along. So yeah, do it counterclockwise, even though the first thing you hit is this like 4 kilometer long, very steep climb. It's got pitches of 15% in certain spots. So you kind of want to probably, you know, just beware that this first hill that you run into, it is brutal. It's terrible. You might even walk, which I have many times. Once you're over the top of it, then you basically drop down into the closed section of road and the Weir Creek area, so it's beautiful. So yeah, let's keep on climbing. Up and up and up and up and up. Up and up and up. Alright, yeah, we're back. We're at the bottom of the that big descent. Now this ride and that descent, if it's been wet, it can be really muddy and almost impassable. So if, you know, like most things in the foothills of Alberta, if it's the forecast is wet, there's a lot of clay in the soil, so maybe hold off a day or two. But yeah, now we're here onto the closed section called Gorge Creek Road, which heads off in that direction. And it's more or less this lovely two-track kind of old abandoned road with a couple of washouts, and super fun to ride. I don't know if you can sort of see it here. I'll see if we can point it out on the map. But basically, where are we? More or less, I think it's all out here. What do I know, actually? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get going. We just follow the two-track and it'll take you out the other side, so just don't turn off the road anywhere. All right, we're over the top of and the end of the closed section of the Gorge Creek Road, which you can sort of see behind me. Top was back there. And now we get to bomb that road. Open road down to the sheep highway. This section ahead here is so fun. Though I don't know how many cows are going to be on it, and vehicles, because there's a parking lot up here as well. There's a trailhead just behind me, and there's a lot of cars in there, so hopefully it's not too dusty. But beauty ride back there. I hope you enjoyed that. It's so nice. Now we're going to get a bunch of downhill for a while down to the sheep highway, and then hopefully we have a tailwind when we get there. I guess we'll find out. So let's pedal on, hey? I don't think I've ever seen so many vehicles on that highway. It must be the colors and it being a holiday Monday, but wow, so many cars. Luckily, most of them were going in the opposite of my direction. So yeah, now we're gonna whip onto some farm roads and start working our way back towards our car. And starts off with some pavement and then pretty quickly turns into gravel. We have gravel, a little bit of pavement, gravel, a little bit of pavement, basically all the way back to the car. So let's go hit it. we're back after, of course, having the most massive headwinds for the last 5K or so. Isn't that always how it works? Then thankfully in this case the trusty e-bike didn't run out of battery on the loop, and so that was nice to have that little bit of backup to fight that uphill gravel headwind all the way back to the unit here. But what a day and what a loop. Super fun. It was pretty cool to see the John Ware memorial back there. I've been actually kind of like casually looking for that thing for a long time, and so I finally found it, which was kind of neat to see it was there. I guess they had recently done a dig there to kind of see if they could find some artifacts from his homestead. One thing, if you do come out, a couple things if you come out to do this ride. One is there's no services. There's a lot of cattle grazing out here, so I'd say bring water that bring how much water you think you're going to need for 3 or 4 hours of biking, and maybe longer. And so yeah, there are some spots to filter water, but a lot of the stuff out here doesn't run very fast, and there's lots of cows around, so I don't know, I'd be suspect myself. So just make sure you bring everything you need for this loop. And if you plan on hitting it up with a gravel bike, you'd be fine. If you plan on using a kind of modern rigid ATB, you'd probably be fine. Maybe putting a bit more air in your tires than you would normally. And I think for adventurous folks, maybe fit folks with an e-bike who have a 500 watt-hour battery, there's a pretty good chance you should be able to do the whole loop on a charge, but don't trust my word on it. Just saying you might be able to. So you might want to try. Who knows? So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll put all the details about the loop down below. And if you've ever ridden out here, let me know how it was. Take it easy.